Vous avez reconnu? Reconnaissez? C'est pardon, c'est les lunettes. Le Père Noël. Bon alors voilà, c'est le Père Noël qui fait le numéro 3, le numéro spécial Noël du Coming Out, spécial Noël, hein, comme porte bien son nom, avec Smith Burrows. Pour Noël, notre rédacteur en chef, Guillaume Marceau, nous a confectionné une petite tirade dont il a le secret. Je vais la lire. Coming Out cette semaine, c'est Noël dans un Tupperware. On vous a préparé un truc sympa, un truc super. C'est un poteau encore, mais quand vous allez mettre ce disque au four à micro-ondes et vous le servir chaud le soir du 24, quand la neige tombera sur les toits singuliers et irréguliers de nos villes endormies, alors, je m'emballe, vous comprendrez que c'est un vrai cadeau que toutes les équipes de PUREchannel vous ont fait.
Funny looking angels, funny looking angels, they got no money, we always sick and tired, always think it's funny.
Smith Burrows, ce n'est jamais que l'union sacrée de deux copains, Tom Smith de The Editors et Andy Burrows de Razorlight, qui ont décidé de fêter Noël ensemble et donc d'écrire des chansons ensemble pour l'occasion. Le résultat, c'est évidemment un album hors pair, impeccable, que l'on entend derrière moi. Et évidemment aussi, Guillaume et Léo, frères de cheveux, sont allés les rencontrer pour un entretien et pour d'exceptionnels moments de musique de Noël. Ou pour Noël, c'est comme on veut. Quant à moi, je vous dis donc à l'année prochaine, et d'ici là, je vais aller me faire raser gratis. Allez, à la revoyure.
I don't want a reason, I don't need a meaning. Don't say it doesn't matter, say it doesn't matter. I don't need an answer to make me any better. Don't say it doesn't matter, say it doesn't matter. How you gonna do it, how you gonna do it now? I've got no calling, still I get up every morning. How you gonna do it?
You can answer this.
No, the Christmas records are, there's a lot of good Christmas records, and there's a lot of bad ones. We just got started on a record, and then it sort of progressed into a Christmas record when Tom brought a song in.
I mean, in terms of like Christmas albums seem to be a slight rarity. I think Christmas songs, it seems a little bit tired. Like in the UK, year on year now, like the charts are dominated by this X Factor thing, and so they kind of they did used to be like a time when there was like who's going to get the Christmas #1. It was kind of, I remember being pretty magic actually, and it was always exciting and unpredictable. It's none of those things anymore. It's like a lazy cover version by the winner of X Factor with a key change, and that's,
Well, it's just a competition that begins in September,
yeah,
and ends with the Christmas #1.
yeah. So I mean, maybe that's got something to do with it. There are, as Andy said, there are some amazing Christmas songs. There are lots of bad ones. I think there's obviously the whole kind of commercial side to Christmas, and people do see it as a way to make. I'm not going to buy the new Justin Bieber record, and you're not going to buy the new Bublé record.
This is true.
So there's lots of stuff out there that we don't like, but there are, Pogues. You hear that and you're just like, oh my god. And you hear Low, Just Like Christmas, or just songs that immediately like hit you there and remind you of family, friends, and that side of Christmas is what we tried to get on our little wintry Christmas record. It's not all Christmassy, the record, it's kind of wintry, I think, but we did try to write our own Christmas songs, and that we could, that's when doing those we were thinking of those songs that we loved. Yeah, I think in the way that we presented them also, I think all the songs that we've covered have a kind of a melancholic connection. There's kind of a warm sadness to the covers we've chosen. And I don't know, it wasn't by design. The first song we covered was Wonderful Life, and then Only You by Yazoo. And the way we were doing it, using these kind of traditional instruments, very acoustic and brass, and it sounded old-fashioned, and the melodies that the songs had obviously weren't ours, but they had these kind of, like I said, like this warm sadness to them, and it did remind us of festive times, yeah. Not consciously. I think whenever you're writing a song for whatever you try, you're trying to do something that you're comfortable with, and sitting down for me, for example, we're sitting down to write When the Temps Froze. I don't know. You just got to kind of imagine that time of year and the things that you love about it, and it just kind of came really. And it's great if people think it feels Christmassy when they listen to it, because that was the intention.
I ain't laughing, I didn't hear the joke anyway. I got my fingers on the windows, the snow makes this a prison. Tomorrow will be Christmas Day. I took you drinking to say the things that I needed to say. You dragged me under the table like you always do. The radio just plays away.
All the mouse parts for me and the foghorn parts. Tom, yeah, mouse and the foghorn. I feel, well, yes, but I think everything on this record has sort of been, it's all been quite sort of natural and organic and fluid the way it's sort of come about. So I think the songs that felt like I should sing, I sang, and the songs that felt like Tom should, you've got a bigger, louder, boomier voice.
Yeah, there wasn't any time that I felt that it was like, oh, it's right. We'd done a few songs that I'd sung, we should do an Andy song, like, just because we wanted it to kind of be about 50-50. It was just like, I don't know, it felt right, really. I mean, obviously the one you wrote, Snowflakes, you sung. But like, it was just obvious to me that he should sing Only You. It's totally obvious. And also the Long Pigs, on and on. We were just feeling our way blindly, and it just...
It's obvious to me that you should sing the song you wrote and sang on the demo. Yeah, I think that was down to me. Yeah.
It's not what I do. I like about the record is when we sing together. Like, even the songs that I guess I sing, kind of like Wonderful Life. For a lot of that song, I'm doing the lower thing, and Andy's just there on the top. And he provides this he's like the clouds on the rooftop, and he's there all the time, and even you can barely hear him. So I do think they work well together, and that that's just luck.
Well, we recorded it in an attic, a tiny little attic, a loft, in somebody's house. Yeah. There's a. Well, I mean, in parts it sounds like it's been recorded in a big studio. I think that's quite impressive considering it was recorded in a loft. But yeah, the whole vibe of being in somebody's house was definitely very, very much the vibe that we're in. Like you always say, we stepped over our mate Tim's kids every day, said hello to his wife, wandered upstairs and worked on the album in his attic. And that was very much the vibe of the whole thing, wasn't it?
This is about home. It was nice to make a record.
This was about stepping on kids and saying hello to other people's wives and going up to their attic.
This guy Tim, I mean, it was his house, and he's a songwriter really. He has his own writing studio, so I don't think he's done production before, so it was really a bit weird how it worked out. It was we were going to do it in a proper studio, and that fell through with a proper producer, and that fell through the night before. We had this one day, the whole month that we could do this song together, and the last minute, the morning of the Monday, whatever it was, Andy's manager found this guy Tim who was up for just coming to try out his house basically, and yeah, it worked out, and I'm really glad, because it wouldn't have worked in that playfulness and that, you said you can hear the fact that we enjoyed making the record. I don't think it would have been the same if we'd have been in some big expensive studio, and it wouldn't have been there.
I think you're completely right, actually. I think you're totally right. It's amazing the way that this record came about. It's kind of awesome, really, because it shouldn't have happened.
There was one on This Ain't New Jersey. What's that thing called? The Celeste?
Yeah.
And that song we also did hire on some tubular bells for that. But they wouldn't obviously go up to the attic. They're quite big things. So he's down in the living room, and we're up 4 flights of stairs at the top. It's like, I don't kind of how it was quite fun. It's like, Andy, go!
God damn, the snow. Will I ever get where I wanna go? And so I skate across the Thames, hand in hand with all my friends.
I mean, we had mutual friends. We didn't know her until this happened. But we've got friends singing on the choir at the end of Thames. When the Thames froze, there's like a choir where we got our chums in to sing. Other than that, it was just us three bumbling around. Oh, we've had some like people come in to do various instruments. Like Tim, being a jobbing session musician, is kind of plugged into like the London session musician thing. So he had these like steady stream of people. Like a guy came in and played mandolin, a guy came in and played saxophone. But these dudes were like, like I don't know, like old. They had like nicotine-stained fingers. They all were like window cleaners in the day, and then they do of mandolin and session musician, or just interesting guys, like 40, 50-year-olds, ex-punks. And there was a really interesting stream of characters coming through the door that played on the record, which I really enjoyed, because that's a million miles from anything I've ever done before with my band.
What in terms of us? Well, we're definitely thinking about doing something again that is non-festive. So we'll see. But yeah, I don't think it'll be seasons.
We were so busy. We had a day off. One day we got off. I don't know. I haven't thought about it. Actually, that's a good. We're going to spend quite a lot of time touring this record. Doing a few shows around Europe, and there'll be lots of Christmas markets. So there'll be lots of chances to nip out and buy you a nice hamper.
Yep. A hamper, okay.
That'd be nice.
Like a hamper. So I'm going to get a hamper from Tom. Well, I mean, yeah, you could get me that because I might not buy it. So why don't you get it for me? Yeah. You can send iTunes as a present, can't you?